1BTN 101.4 FM. 101.4 FM.
Live from Brighton, locally on 101.4 FM and DAB Plus and online around the world at 1BTN.FM. You're listening to 1BTN.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing? This is Jim Lister on 1BTN. And this is the Version Show, Friday 17th of May 2019, special edition. Hope you're having a nice Friday night, Friday evening, and you're enjoying the show. I started this second hour with the amazing sound of Mildlife from Melbourne, Australia, and their brand new tune. How Long Does It Take on Heavenly Recordings. Came out a few weeks ago. Digitally, there's vinyl coming at the end of May, I believe, just 500 copies, so be quick, get your copy, order it on the Bandcamp page. And in the background now, from Mildlife again, this is Phase 2, an evolution of the title track from their amazing debut album, Phase, came out early 2018. And I'm very happy to say that joining me in the studio now is the band themselves, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, back for their second appearance on 1BTN. Welcome to Brighton, welcome to 1BTN, and welcome to Version Mildlife.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having us.
How are you doing? This is Adam, yeah?
This is Adam, yes.
And what do you play in Mildlife, Adam?
I play guitar and flute, a bit of vocoder, and yeah, that's about it.
Multi-instrumentalist. So thank you so much for coming on the show. All the guys are here, but thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
No worries, no worries.
I know you've got a busy schedule, all the way from Melbourne.
Yeah. So
you just been doing an Australian tour?
Yeah, we finished that up last week. Did the Melbourne show, 2 Melbourne shows, and did a Sydney and Brisbane show. But it was pretty, it's just a small East Coast tour. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney?
Yeah, that was
Perth?
It. No Perth.
No.
Cairns, no, not this time.
Wicked, yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. You must be feeling a little bit jet lagged.
Yeah, but it's fine. It makes you a bit kooky, you know.
So okay. So you're playing the Funk and Soul Weekender Festival that's happening in Brighton this weekend, and this is your second show in Brighton.
Yeah. Yes, we played at the Rialto. Is that right? Theatre?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
End of last year, was it?
Yeah, it was September or something like that. Yeah.
And that was a wicked night.
That was great.
1BTN put that one on.
Yeah.
I went along and you guys definitely rock it live.
That was great. Modified Man tune, I think, played.
That's right, Modified Man.
They were fucking sick.
Nick, excuse our language. Nick the Record was DJing. That was a wicked night. But yes, tomorrow's show on the beach in Brighton marks the start of your European tour. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at your lineup for next week. You are busy.
Yeah, it's like every day, pretty much.
And Tom, what do you play in the band?
The bass guitar.
Cool. Towards the end of 2017, I listened to my very good friend John Bailey's radio show. Every Saturday morning, he does a radio show on 3RRR in Melbourne. So yeah, there I was, end of 2017, just listening to the tunes, and he always plays great stuff. And then he played this tune, and I was like, what is this? What is this? And started Facebook messaging him straight away, going, unbelievable, you got to tell me who it is. And it was Mildlife, and that was my introduction to Mildlife. That was your debut tune, The Magnificent Moon. And I could not believe it was your debut tune.
Yeah.
That is a strong debut.
Thank you very much, Jim. That tune had kind of been mulling around in our heads and taking sort of different forms over the course of, I think, a couple of years. It started off a little bit different, and then sort of naturally, as they do, as we play them live, just twisted into the shape that it's in now, which we found to be pretty fun, and that's the one that we've released and that you heard that day.
Stepping up next is Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah? How's the head after the flight?
Head's not bad, just a little bit foggy in the thinking department, but getting there.
And what do you do in Mildlife, please?
I play synthesizers and I sing.
Wicked. And just back announcing, actually, yes, you just heard Brian Bennett, Solstice. And the reason I wanted to play that is because I heard Mildlife select that when they were on my good friend John Bailey's radio show, Stolen Moments, in Melbourne on 3RRR. That was a Mildlife selection on John's show. It's from his album Voyage, A Journey into Discoid Funk, 1978. And the thing I love about doing a radio show is when I research the tracks that I play, you find out all kinds of things. And I had no idea about Brian Bennett's history. He's a drummer, a pianist, a composer. He's from London. And Brian Bennett also did BBC Sports theme tunes as well. He did the rugby special, he did the golf, BBC Golf, he did sitcoms, Robin's Nest, Birds of a Feather, and he also did the Ruth Rendell Mysteries music.
Quite prolific.
Deep. Okay, so Kevin, thanks for joining us. What are we going to talk about? Okay, you've brought some music to play us.
We've got a couple of things.
Yeah, so 4 of you in the band. Do you all have very similar taste in music or not?
There's a lot of crossover. Yeah. And then we've probably each got our own little sort of things that we like, but there's a lot of crossover, yeah.
And there's a lot of talk in the UK at the moment about the music scene in Melbourne. So it's very healthy, I believe.
It is doing quite well. There's some good local radio stations, which I think help it do quite well. And then maybe also Sydney music scene sort of dying due to some sort of late night liquor licensing laws and things like that, which has kind of sort of killed the live music scene up there a lot. So there's probably a lot of Sydney residents moved down to sort of set up shop, like young people moving down to Melbourne to set up shop, and so that might be part of it. There's also some good venues. There was some legislation brought in that like helped venues stay open with new developments going up. The developers had to pay for soundproofing and they weren't allowed to kick out the venues, which was good. So
Melbourne's more of a late night place.
It is quite a late night place, yeah.
Yeah.